everybody, welcome to the 𝐂𝐲 Way. I'm Jessica. In today's video, we're going to be looking inside our brand new Little House in the Big Woods novel study. So the only thing you will need in addition to this novel study is your preferred version of Little House in the Big Woods, whether that is book, ebook, audiobook, it doesn't really matter. You just need some way to be able to partake in the story. So once you have your book and your novel study, this is what you're going to be getting. Inside the unit study, you will have kind of an overview, and this is going to tell you what you're going to be reading each of the 6 weeks and what you're going to be doing on each day. So it is broken down into 6 weeks, 5 days for 6 weeks. Obviously, basically you could just see this as day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, all the way through to day 30. And so if you do school like 4 days a week, you would just change that a little bit to fit your needs. Nothing is set in stone. This is my favorite part of our novel studies. It's cross-curricular connections. So for each subject, math, writing, social studies, science, art, and music, there are going to be 2 to 3 ideas of how to take this book and extend it into those subject areas to really turn it into a full unit study. And then you are going to have favorite quotes that as you are reading, you can have your child write down. And then each week has some activities that reoccur. So you're going to have copy work each week. So your child will write that. And then you're going to tell them some things that we're going to be noticing or paying attention to. So in this one, we're going to be talking about onomatopoeias because they use the word crackled. You're going to have vocabulary each week. The activities vary. This is going to be a fill in the blank for the word that matches that description and definition. Then each week there will be some sort of creative drawing or writing activity. So this is actually going to be where you are going to draw and label the Ingalls family cabin based on the details from the story. So you're going to kind of make a map, if you will. There will be comprehension each and every week too. So this is short answer. And then we're going to do a summary of what we read. So we're going to draw a picture and answer a few questions about whatever you read that week. And then each week, again, like I said, is similar. So there's always going to be copy work, some sort of vocabulary. This week, they'll be looking it up in the dictionary. Some sort of writing activity, something that's creative. This will be them creating their own recipe based off of the foods from the book. Some form of comprehension, true and false, multiple choice, fill in the blank, short answer. That will change each week as well. And then we're always going to have a summary of the chapters that you read that week. So that's what you're going to do for weeks 3 through 5. And one of the weeks always includes poetry work too, because I love being able to do poetry with kids. And then once you get to week 6, you're going to spend week 6 doing what I like to call review and literary. So you're going to have something like a word search, a crossword puzzle. Then we're going to do things like design our own book cover, draw a picture and write more about the setting of the story. We're going to identify the theme of the story and find 3 examples that support that idea as the theme. We're going to plot the story and talk about the 5 parts of a story. We're going to pick a character and do an in-depth character analysis. We're going to write a persuasive book review, either persuading somebody to or not to read the book. In this case, it's not a movie, it's a TV series, but we are going to watch the TV series and do a book to movie or TV series comparison. And I always include some in-depth discussion questions to really help draw that information out of your child when you're reading and watching. And then we're going to have a figurative language activity. So we're going to talk about figurative language, what it is. We are going to find some examples in the book, and then we're going to do a hands-on matching activity. So we're going to have these cards that are labeled the different parts of figurative language. And we're going to have examples from the book. So here we have crackle from the fireplace, from the fire in the fireplace. And for example, that would be an onomatopoeia. So you would put that with onomatopoeia. So you're just going to do a figurative language mashing activity. And then there are final projects. Once you are completely done, your child can choose which one they would like to do, and you can have them do it. And then I like to always make sure I'm including answer keys for anything that has that as a possibility to make your life as a parent and homeschool teacher easier.